I love this country. I love the mist-covered mountains, the gentle lakeshore, the brown swirling rivers and the bustling market towns. As a young boy, I remember running wildly around the garden when the first rains broke in December, dancing as the water drops burst on the sweet red soil and splashed onto my bare feet. Malawi. And they still call it the warm heart of Africa. But what I know now, that I didn't know then, is that this country has a secret soul, a soul that is hidden inside the music. "6 p.m. and the sun is going down in Blantyre, one of the main cultural capitals of Malawi. In another few hours, the lights will go up in the beer halls and dance clubs, and the musicians will begin to take the stage for another night of Malawian-style, energy-charged entertainment.
We still play the real music, indigenous music, straightforward music.
The Black Missionaries are currently the most popular Afro-reggae band in Malawi, and were formed by three brothers, Anjiru, Musandide and Chizondi Fumulani, sons of one of the greatest band leaders in Malawian history, Robert Fumulani. When their father died, the three brothers swore to keep his music legacy alive, and they have been active for 20 years, despite the fact that one of the brothers has died. Unlike many other African countries, Malawians refuse to revert to a popular electronic form of music, and the live band is still king. This simple fact keeps so many bands like the Black Missionaries busy playing night after night up and down the country.
Upite naye kwa Pilato, katibu Who's been your favorite performer this weekend?
You know, Black Missionaries.
So far, it's probably Black Missionaries.
My next question is your favorite performer for the weekend?
Yeah, probably Body, Mind, Soul, but then Black Missionaries, they're really good as well. So they being sort of like our soundtrack to Malawi, because you just hear them everywhere, people singing the songs. So.
What does music mean to people in Malawi?
For people in the rural areas, it's like the voice. That's how they get out whatever they want to say, you know, whatever's on their hearts, on their minds.
If you go out there in the rural areas and you find a Malawian musician, you find that they mostly sing issues from the heart.
A lot of Malawian music, especially ethnic music, has got a lot of heart behind it. And it's that heart that we sell. It's not the popularity of the music, but it's the feeling behind the songs themselves that makes the music to sell.
There's a lot of emotion in the music. People don't have a forum like maybe the newspapers where they can write things or radios and all that. So through the music, the people speak.
In Malawi, music is the message.
I'm a small-scale farmer, working on my small portion of land, with a hope in my 2 hands, trying my best to make ends meet. I pray for a bumper harvest every night when I go to rest. My wife and my son depend on me, 'cause it's the only way I find money. Working Lord, working Lord, working Lord, 'cause I want to feed my family. Working Lord, working Lord, working Lord, 'cause I want to feed my family.
Like the rest of Africa, music and dance are not essentially a commercial activity in Malawi, but rather an integral part of everyday life. And so, Malawians are used to using music as a means of communicating with each other about the things that are important to them, like love, wisdom, community, the struggle against poverty, and of course, politics.
Sing loud, oh, sing loud, sing loud, sing loud, oh, sing loud, singing freedom, freedom, freedom must come.
Of all the artists who have spoken about politics and represented the poor, the most famous man must be Lucius Banda, who has fought long and hard to represent the views of the common man. His involvement in politics and close association with the last ruling party, the United Democratic Front, have made him a well-loved but controversial figure with the nickname Soldier, who is not afraid to speak his mind through his music. Even though he has been arrested and released from prison, officially for faking an exam certificate. Why do they call you the Soldier?
Oh yeah, that's a main story now. Well, they called me Soldier. I think that came out because of the type of music I have been associated with for a long time. From childhood, I just grew up with this heart of not wanting injustice being happening, or unfairness, or ill treatment to wives, which is a common thing in Africa. You have husbands beating up the wives, and husbands abandoning the whole family. Those are the issues I was talking about. People thought I was fighting their wars. I was becoming their soldier. This is how they gave me the name Soldier.
As a musician, how did it affect your career and your fans, the fact that you were in prison for a while?
You'd be surprised. It worked a lot positive on my side because it strengthened up my relationship with my fans. There was this kind of sympathy and understanding, sticking to my guns and my principles, my beliefs and my ideologies. It made my fans love me more and trust that I can go all the way as long as I think what I'm representing is right. But when you have gone and coming back, it's a nice experience to go through prison. It's an experience we all need. It's a pity that the process can be dehumanizing and humiliating. But when you're coming out, you say, thank God you showed me this. All that experience is enriching my music today. My music is getting richer now. It's an injection. I'm injected now to work more on my mission as a soldier, as they call me. Sure.
I'd like to dedicate this song to all the oppressed people, the downtrodden people, the poor people of Malawi. One thing I'd like to say, tough times do not last, but tough people do last. How hard it might be, how difficult it might be, we will survive and we'll sing one day, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Mananga chone sinzina, animanga unyolo kumanja, andiponya kubode wa kusomba inika wauze mai wapu, kutidadi ya mangiba, uzasowa mtu, uzafuna wantu, ziko la pasi, lo sunguli, lo sunguli.
Malawi music, in my view, is music that was built on messages. These messages are conveyed through instruments, musical instruments, and different rhythms. And that's where Malawian music comes from.
If you take a look at the artists today, most of them, they are good at singing, just using their voice, but they're not good at playing instruments.
They don't look at the combination of the message and instrumentation.
Perhaps the problem itself would be to find someone who can be able to perhaps play those instruments and then be able to come and sing at the same time.
Charles Nkuntamba works as a music teacher in schools on the outskirts of Lilongwe, Malawi's capital city. Today he is dressed in his traditional role as a musician in the court of the king of the Chewa.
Sopono nyimbo zanu kweni nyimbo zanu makamba chani kweni utenga wanje mene umapezeka mu nyimbo zimenezi.
Utenga wa nyimbo tazambiri umakhala wachikhalire chamene anthu akhalira ya muzimene amakhalira anthu ya mwinaso mene angakozere makhalidwe awo ti akhalira bwino kuti anthu aziwayamikira. Masiku ano nthawi ina yake timatheka kuimbako nyimbo zina zokhudza mavuto amene dziko lapansi likuwapeza monga ngati za AIDS.
Tsogolo la mayimbidwe amenewa aza makolo kapena za chikhalidwe chathu mukuliona kuti ndilotani.
Chimene mapempha ine nchoti amene amatha kudziwa kayimbidwe ka kaligo pangwe kaya sansizi kaya zenze azitha kubwera poyera ndi kuwauza wanthu kuti anthu aziti zidakalipo. Pamene tichita choncho timakopa mitima ya wanthu ambiri kuonjezera pa chinyamata ndi amabwera kumadzatani kumadzaphunzira zimenezi ndiye kuti pamenepo sizidafera moti ndi chikhulupiriro chonse kuti zimenezi sizidzafa yani zena kubweranso ngati zinagona pano zidzuka zibweranso ndithu mulayini imene zinthu zimene okhalira. Mwana wanga zinukaona wendudzigwira iwe wendudzigwira iwe uzenduzipanya kunkhongo uzikhala ngati kudzala.
These instruments are not unique to Malawi, but the way in which they are played is unique to the Timbuka and Chewa tribes, two of the most dominant peoples found in Malawi.
Naonamo mtengo mpanda nikautule mtengo mpanda koma maso alibe mpanda naonoka zobwana naonoka zofumu notsuka chitundu milandu nautsaza mpimonga kuntila mchele malingwele angodzigwira mwini wake gorogodo maine gorogodo angodzigwira mwini wake.
Once a year, the Achewa in Malawi still travel to the western border of Zambia to hear the decrees of their king across a national border which is for them almost culturally meaningless. None of today's modern Malawian artists have harvested the rich heritage of the past, and this kind of music remains a strictly rural affair, just another secret in a country of secrets.
Ingwe nyama, ingwe yo, ingwe nyalube, ingwe yo, ingwe nyalube, ingwe yo. Agopayiwalajirugoga sanza gojebeta agopayiwalajirugoga sanza gonyamu sanza gonyanyula sanza gobebuza ingwe nyalube ingwe ingwe nyalube ingwe yo ingwe nyalube ingwe yo agopayiwalajirugoga sanza gojebeta agopayiwalajirugoga sanza gonyanyula sanza gobebuza sanza gewabeza ingwe yo. Zagaga pambalabala yeyage nchiwala zagaga panguluwe yeyage nyelele ingwe yo ingwe nyalube ingwe ingwe nyalube ingwe ingwe nyalube amaya o nyalube aneba nyalube abamoya o nyalube.
80% of Malawians still live in rural areas. And it is in these remote places that some of the most compelling musical performances can be witnessed. These Malawian artists are keeping alive centuries-old traditions without any support from the modern music industry.
Malawi is one of the only countries who are today still playing real music as music. Malawi is somewhere where I think the music is still organic.
On our sister station, that's MBC Radio 1, there is a program called Tidziwane Ndoyimba. Mostly people who come and record, maybe bring in their material, are those people who come in with those goatskin guitars, maybe banjos, drums made of tins. But it is one of the most listened to program. Why? People want those strings.
This is how a Malawian has developed this music. These are break parts.
Ngatilongoseza chida chimene mukumayimba chicha kuti kodi chida chimene chicha zina ake ndi chani komanso
zijazo ine ndinadzayamba chochina chachitika ng'ono wanga kupanga kagitala kena kake kama waya atatu osakhala chida ngati chijajo ndiye tachoka kulilonga kuja ntafika nadzapeza kuti uchokapanga kagitala kaja kama waya atatu sono kone mechina chachitika basi ine nadzamuza kuti zvino nguwapangira apapo teti pangeso china chake cha waya modzi timachika ngati papaton kudula mtondoja basi titadula mtondoja ndikutenga ziko pamwe ngati za ng'ombe zija ndekenako zeru zinadzabwera tikuti apa chimene tingapange bwanji.
Bye.
The roots of this song is Vimbuza from the north of Malawi. The drum is going badabang, 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 badabang.
Kutenga wapala munga welele mwazitengela wapala moto kudambe yela ine.
As I was growing, I started appreciating the music which the people in the villages play, the traditional music. I always want to do it the way they do in the villages.
If you go deep in the village, people are associating themselves with music that's got a very deep Malawian touch.
We have Banganje, we have Vimbuza, we have Ngoma dance. The world doesn't know about that.
Welcome. This is Peter Malata speaking to you all. Most of the times the music we play, we kind of follow the tradition or the roots. Mainly we go for Gule Wankulu.
The Malawian artist is on the map now through the proclamation of Gule Wankulu of the Chewa, as well as the healing dance Vimbuza of the Tumbuka. Even though we to some extent we fuse with the electronic gadgets, but there is always the root of it all.
Roots takes you wherever the thing is coming from. You dig down the tree, you find the roots. You kill the roots, the tree is dead.
This is taken from the roots, is the Ngoni or Ngoma beat.
The Ngoma beat has been an inspiration for more than one contemporary Malawi artist and takes its origin from the Ngoni people, a sister tribe of the South African Zulus, who settled in northern Malawi near the border of Tanzania.
The Ngonis are associated with war, were fighters, you know that. That's where you see the music that push, the heavy drumming and then the jumping.
The Ngoma dance is and always will be a warrior dance. Unlike their Zulu cousins further south, the real Ngoni dance it inside a cattle kraal. In curious contrast to this warlike rhythm, the hypnotic Vimbuza dance of the same region is believed to have great healing powers for the psychologically disturbed.
The idea for this kind of dance is for healing, mainly it's for healing those who are sick. If you have like this, they call it bad spirits, or you're having bad dreams, so you have to go to the Vimbuza doctor. It goes like this.
Vimbuza dance is a difficult one because it's like a spiritual thing. They believe that, you know, when somebody is very sick, they're being attacked by some bad spirits. You ask them what is wrong with them, they'll tell you all sorts of things. Stomachache, headache. If no, they've been in bed for 1 month. You give them any medication, they don't get well. After beating those drums and the ladies are clapping hands, they remove those spirits and the person will start dancing. And as they dance, those spirits go away, and then you find out that person, they become all right in the evening. It's helping, and you know, it makes us happy. It makes us exercise our bodies, and people are getting healed with it, even though we know it's all psychological. All Malawians should know Ingoma dance is there for the people of Malawi to stay. Young ones must know it, and they must know the reasons why and how they dance it, what the songs mean, how it started and where it came from. It has to be preserved. You know, our children and the whole nation.
The sad truth about these rural traditions is that their impact is fading, as many of the younger generation become more interested in what is going on in the towns. There is one Malawian dance, however, which is unlikely to ever lose its popularity, and that is the Guliwamkulu. The big dance, the masked dance, the chirombos or wild ones. Although they are sometimes feared, the Guliwamkulu dancers have a special place in the heart of all Malawians. Every harvest season, the Guliwamkulu gather together to dance and carry out secret rituals. The identity of each Guliwamkulu dancer is officially secret, and they usually will not perform publicly unless they are collecting money. They can, however, be summoned for a public performance by the chiefs of a district. And these guli are here at the request of no less than 12 village headmen. Even though they have been summoned, the proud gule still require money for their services, as they provide Malawi with its own unique form of dance entertainment. Each Guliwamkulu dancer adopts the character of a unique individual, who may represent a person or a force which affects society, and may take on a satirical or even comedic role. Publicly adored, the Guliwamkulu dancers are highly unpredictable in their wild state and, of course, influenced by ancestral spirits. And so, they are only to be approached with extreme caution. Many other dance and rhythm traditions exist within the country, such as the Mbwiza, Chizomba, Chopa and Mbeni, an amazing cultural resource for modern musicians to tap into. And some of Malawi's urban musicians are beginning to wake up to this.
My dream is to bring to life these drums. I find myself in the studio today working on this sound. I promise you it will bring you something you have never heard before, because this is untouched sound. Nobody has ever played with this sound.
Donald and Daniel Kachamba are two of Malawi's sons who are credited with making great contributions to the international popularization of Kwela Kwela music in the 1960s, a music which has largely been associated with South Africa.
We had a guy called Daniel Kachamba. He worked so hard on his own. He was playing on the streets with the penny whistle and so on. People paid attention, but not much. Somewhere, the guy started just having an impact. He developed his music. It moved from Kwela to something that was Dania. There was the time when Daniel started moving in a direction where he said, this you cannot hear it anywhere else.
To fully understand the difference which Malawian musicians have made, you have to appreciate that many Malawians travel to different countries to work as a migrant labor force, and in this way, Malawian artists have made important contributions to the big musical styles of the continent that are often disregarded by history. What is the state of Malawian music today? Even with all the positive aspects of music in society, the fact remains that the country's music scene is still poorly developed, even compared to neighboring African countries such as Zimbabwe and Mozambique. And most worryingly, there has been a dangerous erosion of traditional influences in popular music in favor of imported sounds.
There is a big problem in Malawi music. We cannot identify ourselves with a particular type of music. The element of Malawian in the music is what is lacking.
What defines Malawian music from the rest of music across the world? You can hear a track from Malawi, I think maybe it's Zambian, maybe it's South African, maybe it's from DR Congo. The distinct touch of Malawi is not there.
And that shows that we Malawians, we are copying a lot from what other people are doing outside.
As Malawi, we're still building up what we're going to present, that this is Malawi music. People have not yet been able to accept and own and grab it and say we're proud of this. This is Malawian.
Most of this music, if an album is released today, come December, it's gone and you forget
about that album. You never hear about that.
It's music that can't be remembered. The lifespan of most of Malawi music is 6 months. After 6 months, you forget the song. You forget it completely.
A lot of the ethnic stuff has not been developed because the truth is people fear it. It is more difficult to take a traditional Malawi tune and work on it until it sounds modern than to take a tune that somebody has already done and you just change a few things and you call it Malawian.
What we want is Malawian musicians to come up with a blend that will identify Malawi, but at the same time make it big. On the international market, our musicians should come up with something that will be unique, but at the same time touching and attractive.
So at least out there, people know that somewhere on this planet Earth, there's a country called Malawi.
The Lake of Stars is one event where I think where people can witness who is a Malawian musician and what do we have to offer.
What is the future of Malawian music? One established distribution network, a severe shortage of places to learn and perform music, not one single retail outlet devoted to selling musical instruments. Life seems tough as a musician in Malawi today, and yet the seeds of change are in the air. The Lake of Stars Music Festival, which draws up to 5,000 visitors, including those from faraway countries, is now well recognized on the international music festival circuit as one of the best new cultural events to be found in Africa today.
Are you ready for activities? What do you say?
Where are you from?
I'm from Malawi.
Kenya, Nairobi.
Tel Aviv, Israel.
Czech Republic. Poland. Germany.
France.
Belgium. Netherlands.
Oslo.
Solid!
From England, Milton Keynes.
Ireland. Canada. New York.
Kuwait. Japan.
Welcome to Malawi. Malawi.
Appealing to a slightly younger audience, the Crossroads International Music Competition challenges youth groups to enter a regional championship which upon winning will allow them to tour Europe and present their music. These events have presented the new generation of Malawian artists with a golden new opportunity, a chance to present their art to an international audience.
For the last 12 years, I've spent in Southern Africa building up this youth empowerment project.
They work with young, upcoming musicians. They organize competitions, and if you win that competition, then you have a chance to go and tour the world. It can be Europe or Asia.
On the busy back streets of Limbe, there are other telltale signs that things are about to get better for Malawi's new generation of artists.
The change that I have seen, which has been such a successful change for the young musicians of Malawi, is that they are bringing in electrical instruments and they are combining this with the Malawian roots, their musical roots. They are coming up with something that has evidently proven itself to be very successful.
The music that I do fuses traditional Malawian music. I take the drum rhythm and also traditional chants. And what I do is I fuse that with modern day hip hop.
Country music, we put it together and we come up with a fusion of what is like Malawian music, acoustic traditional music, and maybe a bit of Western music as well. But our music is distinctively Malawian.
To see that something is springing out of that where they are taking the actual rhythms that are specific for Malawi and fusing it into, I don't know what to call it.
Put all this together and then come up with a defined one name of music. It's not an easy thing. All we need maybe is just to give it a name, because I think through a period of time, people are able to listen within the first 2 seconds, know that this is music from Malawi.
This fusion thing of where people are experimenting and still keeping their roots, that's a good recipe to move ahead. Use what we have here and develop it.
We really need support from our Malawian fans to appreciate real Malawian music and say, this is what is ours, this is what we can own and proudly say, it's Malawian, let us support it.
The challenge is, will Malawi be able to attract music investors who can take advantage of this groundswell of interest and make it grow into a worthwhile enterprise?
We need to get the real producers who can produce the music of which is relevant to us and at the same time is relevant globally. If Malawians can do that, have our own Malawian music speaking to people out there, even though they don't understand Chicha or whatever language you speak here, I think we can make it.
You come up with something that's authentic Malawian, but contemporary. To me, that's what will help Malawian music go forward.
We're hoping to sort of like create a fusion of what people are already familiar with and that which they don't know, that which comes from the, you know, the deep rural areas of Malawi. The sound of that music will be refined and made more suitable for the current audience, you know, the present audience, the global audience.
I think there's a lot of undiscovered cultural music in Malawi. It's about time that people come into Malawi and get to see exactly how rich this country is in terms of culture.
It seems that Malawian music may just be winning its way onto the world scene. Whether or not this is truly the case, it is clear that like most Africans, Malawians have music and dancing in their very souls. The future of this unique cultural heritage is in the hands of all Malawians living today. To honor or to forget, to celebrate or to hide, to build on or to erode. The choice is theirs.
I love the Zulu woman when she's dancing and when she kisses. My heart will sing. I will take you to Malawi, my country, where the sunshine and children sing.
But life's a troubled journey. We all need company.
Abalairu, abalairu, eh, eh. Abalairu, abalairu, mama. Munibete mawanga ineo. Munibete mawanga ineo. Omaile ni baba. Omaile ni baba. Samanyo se wa umpawe. Samanyo se wa umpawe. How you know si
so tonight, as if the moon could be heavy or be light. It is shining in the firelight, the way that is do when something is not right. Oh, salire una piccole, oh, das indicare c'è chando. Oh, salire una piccole. Whoa, and just like that, the hero is gone. And just like that, the hero is